Hey everyone, and welcome to Bright Bytes. All right, I've got a question for you right off the bat. When you hear the word Stoic, what immediately comes to mind?
I'm guessing it's probably someone with, a stone-cold expression, totally unfazed by chaos, right? Maybe someone who just endures hardship without even a complaint, just buries all their feelings way down deep, kind of like an emotionless robot. And yeah, that's the image we see everywhere, in movies and in our culture.
But what if? What if that whole idea is almost completely wrong? What if the real secret of Stoicism isn't about getting rid of emotions, but about learning how to work with them? Well, today we're going to tear that myth apart and find out what Stoicism is really all about and how it can genuinely help us live a better life.
So let's get right into it. The whole emotionless robot thing, the ancient Stoics, they were never trying to crush their feelings, not at all. Their goal was something different, finding this deep sense of inner calm and resilience. And they believed the way to do that was by understanding their emotions, not ignoring them.
So on the one hand, you've got this myth, right? It's all about just passively putting up with stuff, bottling up your feelings. But the reality? It's the total opposite. Being a Stoic is an active thing. You work to understand what you're feeling, you get control over how you respond, and then you use that clarity to actually go out and do good, effective things in the world. And this is where a quote from the ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus just hits the nail on the head. He said, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about things." Seriously, think about that for a second. You're stuck in traffic. Is it the line of cars itself that's making you furious? Or is it your judgment, your thought that this is a disaster, it's unfair, and it's ruining your day? The real power isn't in magically clearing the traffic, it's in changing how you see it.
Okay, so if our judgments are that powerful, how in the world do we get a handle on them? Well, this leads us to what I think is the single most important concept in all of Stoicism. Seriously, this is like a practical superpower you can use every single day.
It's called the Dichotomy of Control. Sounds fancy, but it's actually super simple and incredibly profound. All you do is draw a mental line in the sand. On one side, you put everything you can control. On the other, everything you can't. And here's the trick. You focus all, and I mean all, of your energy and attention on the side you can actually do something about.
Let's break that down. Make it real. What can you actually control? Your judgments, your actions, your will, how you respond to things. That's your territory. And what's out of your control? Well, basically everything else. What other people think of you, the weather, the economy, and definitely the past. We burn so much mental energy worrying about that other column. The Stoic move is to just let it go, accept what you can't change, and double down on what you can.
All right, this isn't just some abstract philosophy to think about. Stoicism is all about doing. It's a practical toolkit. The ancients came up with these amazing exercises. Think of them like workouts for your mind to build up that mental toughness. Let's dig into two of the best ones that you can literally start using tonight.
First up, the bedtime reflection. Super simple. Just before you go to sleep, run through your day in your head. Ask yourself a couple of questions. When did I act according to my values today? And where did I let a bad judgment get the best of me? Now, the point here isn't to feel guilty. Nope. It's all about learning. Find one little thing you can do better tomorrow. And then, and this part is so important, just let the day go. It's done. It's in the past. You can't control it anymore. Okay, the second one is called negative visualization. And I know it sounds, well, negative, but stick with me, because it's actually an amazing tool for gratitude. Here's how it works. Take a moment and just imagine losing something you really care about. Maybe it's your job, your phone, even your health. Just for a second. Then snap back to reality and realize, hey, that awful thing hasn't happened. That feeling of relief, that's gratitude. It's a powerful way to stop taking the good things in your life for granted. And the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who was also a huge Stoic philosopher, he really captured the essence of all this. He said we should learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. It's all about putting your energy where it counts, on your character and your actions. And the other stuff, the stuff you can't control, you learn to let it roll off your back. So we have these tools, these ideas, but how do they all connect? It's important to remember that these aren't just a random collection of life hacks. They're all part of a bigger, complete system for how to live. You can almost think of it as an operating system for your mind. And every good operating system has a purpose, a goal.
For the Stoics, this OS had three main parts that all worked together. There was logic, which is just about how to think clearly, then physics, which was about understanding the nature of the world around us,
And finally, ethics, which was the art of living well. See how they all connect? Use logic and physics to understand reality so you can act ethically and effectively within it.
So what is the ultimate goal of running this Stoic OS? It's a Greek word, eudaimonia. And let's be clear, this isn't just about being happy in the way we usually think of it, like the temporary buzz you get from buying something new. Eudaimonia is way deeper. It's about flourishing. It's about living a life that's full of meaning, purpose, and virtue. A life that's active and engaged, not just one where you're passively putting up with things.
Okay, I know what some of you might be thinking. This stuff is over 2,000 years old. Is it really relevant today? And the answer is a huge, unqualified yes. In fact, its influence is in a place that might totally surprise you.
I mean, this philosophy has survived for centuries. It started out literally on a painted porch. That's what Stoa means, in ancient Athens. It guided Roman emperors, had a big comeback during the Renaissance. But its most incredible revival? That happened much more recently, in the 1950s.
Remember that big idea from Epictetus we talked about? That it's not events, but our judgments about them that cause our suffering? Well, that single idea is the entire foundation for one of the most effective forms of modern therapy in the world, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. That ancient operating system, it's not just a historical artifact. It's running right now, helping millions of people every single day. So, this really brings us to the final takeaway. It all comes down to this. It's not what happens to you, but how you react that truly matters. If the Stoics are right, if the secret to a good life is mastering our inner world, not trying to bend the outer world to our will, then the only real question is, what will you choose to control today?
Hey, thanks so much for sticking around for this explainer from Bytes. If you got something out of this, it would mean the world if you'd hit that subscribe button, and maybe share it with a friend. And definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear them. We've got more on the way, so I'll see you in the next one.